Although Tom Brady was somewhat overlooked in the 2000 NFL Draft, it wasn't long before he solidified himself as the Patriots shot caller. And now that he's set to retire as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, many of us are wondering who may take his place. So which quarterbacks have the best chance of matching Brady's legacy? And what other headlines should you know about? For all this and more, stay tuned. First up on our list is none other than Patrick Mahomes of the Kansas City Chiefs, who is undoubtedly the most skilled impact player in the league at the moment. There's a reason he currently shares the cover of Madden 22 with Tom Brady after all. For those of you who don't know, Mahomes was born in Tyler, Texas on September 17, 1995, making him just 26 years old at the moment. And while he's been leading the Chiefs to victory since 2017, it was his MVP breakout a couple years back that really propelled him into the annals of NFL fame. To really understand just how brilliant Mahomes is, you have to understand that the Chiefs have one of the most explosive offenses in the game. And for a quarterback to still make a name for himself when his running backs are making just as many yards as he's throwing, you have to know that something special is going on. The Texan also has the uncanny ability to come in clutch when all the chips are down, making him one of the biggest impact players in the league at the moment. It doesn't matter when the defense or blitzing or covering every possible route, Mahomes will find a way to steal a few yards regardless. Oh, and did we mention that the Kansas City quarterback has already been to 4 AFC championships in the last 4 years? By the sound of things, Patrick Mahomes might not only replace Brady, but demolish his legacy by replacing it with his own. He's not the only one to watch though, with many eyeing Aaron Rodgers as well. And this isn't exactly surprising considering how the Packers quarterback has been making headlines since he was first drafted back in 2005. With around 17 seasons played and 449 touchdowns to his name, there's no doubt that Aaron Rodgers is right up there when it comes to a discussion on legends of the league. And although he has some fantastic skills at his disposal, it's actually his ability to read the defense that has resulted in his incredible statistics. Whether it's an expected slant route or a quick pass to the running back, opposing teams find it really hard to defend against someone as versatile as he is. And when this opposing force finally brings him to his knees, his overall strength takes over and ensures that the football isn't fumbled. The only reason why he isn't further up on our list is his advanced age. In the end, 38's quite old for a professional football player, and we have no doubt that Aaron Rodgers will be retiring after a few more seasons. In other words, we've already seen as much as we need to from the quarterback, who has already established himself as a Hall of Famer. At least, that's what the experts are saying. It's entirely possible for Rodgers to come back with a vengeance and secure a few more championship bids before he brings an end to his lucrative career. So we'll just have to wait and see what he has in store for us. Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills is another contender that shouldn't be ignored. Although he isn't as popular as the other quarterbacks featured on our list due to his poor start in the NFL, there's no doubt that Allen is one of the hardest working men on the field. For those of you who don't know, he had a tough time playing in college, which led to an even tougher rookie season in the NFL. And because of his general inconsistency on the field, many chose to forget about him and move their attention towards figures like Brady and Mahomes in the fantasy league. But while their eyes were off of him, Josh Allen stood the test of time by rising to the occasion on behalf of the Buffalo Bills. The man is an absolute legend in the bruiser class and has already made a total of 2,325 rushing yards on the play. Not exactly a statistic you'd expect to see from a quarterback, but what this shows is that Allen knows how to make things work when his offensive players are letting him down. He's also a rather impressive big play specialist, which makes him more of a threat when fighting from rock bottom. It doesn't matter who or what's preventing him from making yards. He will no doubt revel in the opportunity to rise up and use the tools he has to bring his team to victory. And since the man's just 25 years old, he still has a lucrative career ahead of him. Joe Burrow of the Cincinnati Bengals is the next player on our list. When you look at what he's done in the past few years, it isn't surprising to see why. The 25-year-old Ohioan was drafted back in 2020, and after just 2 seasons at the helm, many experts on the scene expect him to finish off in the Hall of Fame. This is incredible considering how one of those seasons was shortened by a knee injury that had the Cincinnati Bengals looking for a new way forward, something that wasn't exactly easy on account of Burrow being one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now. What really sets him apart from the other young quarterbacks in the league at the moment is his ability to stay calm and collected in the pocket. Despite what's happening around him, he finds it within himself to trust his blockers and step past defenders in a dance-like motion. And when he finally releases the ball in a big play moment, this often results in a massive gain for his team. Whether it be a touchdown or a first down, the Bengals are never worried when Joe Burrow's on the case. Oh, and did we mention that he's already guided the Bengals to a Super Bowl appearance? What other quarterback can say that after just 2 years? He was able to play on the biggest stage in the league. Well, Joe Burrow can, and at just 25, there's no doubt that the sky's the limit for this impressive player. Last but not least, we have Lamar Jackson of the Baltimore Ravens, another legend of the game who has already sported the cover of Madden in the past. For those of you who aren't too familiar with the dynamic quarterback. Jackson was drafted by the Baltimore Ravens back in 2018 when expectations weren't that high, but it didn't take long for the rookie to make a name for himself, which he did easily by securing his team the win on many occasions. Not only does he have the skills to make his wide receivers look like streaks of lightning on the field, he also has the legs to match his running backs, which has resulted in a total yardage of 3,673 on the rush. That is insane considering how Jackson is a quarterback, but the man has a knack for getting himself out of tight spaces. Even now that teams are aware of his speed of the start, he still ends up rushing for first downs like he did back when he was a rookie. And it's for this reason that Jackson is said to be one of the greatest game changers of the sport. While he hasn't yet secured the top all-time rushing records of Michael Vick, Cam Newton, and Randall Cunningham, we have to remember that Jackson has only been playing for the past 4 years. In other words, he has more than enough time to achieve these records and more. Whether he'll reach Brady levels of success, we have no idea, but he has the potential to. In other news, the NFL Combine results are in, and some names are standing out. The quarterbacks who took the field on Thursday had a lot to prove following the retirement of Tom Brady, and of everyone who took the field, it was the tall frame of Malik Willis who really turned some heads. While everyone was sweating on the field, Willis looked somewhat unfazed, almost like he was running a practice drill back at his home college. And when it came time to throw, staff of the Combine were surprised to see the amount of power he was able to get on the football on each release. There's no doubt about it, Malik Willis is a name NFL fans should get used to saying, as we have a feeling he's going to be making a pretty big impact in the future of the league. Other NFL Combine quarterbacks worth noting are Desmond Ridder, Kenny Pickett, and of course Sam Howell. Suffice to say, the future of football looks good. And there you have it, just some of the names that may very well take over from Tom Brady after his retirement. Which of these players have your hopes so? And do you think a Combiner has any chance in the future? Be sure to let us know in the comments section down below.